I was away on a trip this year and I had missed a lot of work, and when I came back to school I didn't know exactly what to do, and the teacher took me aside and she explained what she had done with the class, and that just made me feel valued.
Whenever we were talking about stuff and the teacher related it to their own life and how it worked for them, so we kind of thought that there was a meaning to it and it wasn't just that we were being forced to learn it.
In my opinion, an ideal teacher would be someone who would be able to interact with the students, make them laugh also, because I like to laugh. Someone who wasn't afraid to express things to the students and talk to them, and make them feel like they're very special in class as well. In this year, in a particular class, this teacher was talking about helping us about choosing universities in the future, and he was telling us his own opinions, and that kind of inspired me on the decisions that I have to make for the universities that I have to choose for the future.
I remember I did a really good homework one time, and she showed it up in front of the whole class. And whenever you do a good piece of work, you like to be recognised for it. You know, we said, well, Lauren's done this. This is the standard you need to be at, because it's nice to be praised by the teachers if you've done something well, because at least you know you're doing it right.
An inspiring teacher for me is a teacher that takes out their own experience on the pupil. For example, I was in a class recently when the teacher took my work and displayed it to the class and showed them that that's what you have to do, so that really inspired me to do well in the subject.
An ideal teacher to me would be a teacher that goes out of their reach to try and teach you and push you to your best ability. A teacher that isn't just in school as a job, but that has passion for their subject and cares about their students.
I'm inspired by the teacher's obvious love for the subject, because it inspires me to love the subject as well.
An inspiring lesson to me is when the teacher is active in learning. We aren't just being sat and talked to. We get to move things about and work in groups and talk to each other.
My inspirational teacher made up memory games for us to revise the topic, and she did a class exercise with everyone. On many occasions she also stayed after school for us to go over the topic and went that extra mile for us to understand the topic.
Teachers use constant emails and lots of work through Moodle to make sure that we're prepared for tests and exams that are coming up. In practical subjects, there are teachers that put in podcasts that make you download podcasts for this subject.
A teacher is inspiring whenever they're passionate about their subject. The thing I like is whenever you know that they want to pass the interest of the subject on to you, it really makes you want to learn more about it.
We were just talking about it and he asked us questions that made us think and then made us talk about it between each other, and our own opinions melted into what we were learning about.
Well, one of the favourite lessons I have ever had was a subject I was struggling with. I've always had issues with this subject. The teacher stripped back the jargon, put it down to layman's terms, and got us up on our feet. We were doing practical things, we were trying out the experiments, we've been doing different things, and it just clicked in my head. It suddenly made sense because it had been different from what we normally had. It wasn't just sitting in the corner being talked at by the teacher. We were up, we were trying different things and getting to try things out ourselves.
Yeah, there was a part where I was going through some hard times in the school, and one of the teachers came over and had a conversation to see how I was going and if I could do it, and then help me whatever problems was needed with the work.
An ideal teacher, especially at the stage of sixth form, is someone who really sort of on your level and treats you like you're an adult and gives you the respect and can still convey the message of their lesson.
My favourite lessons are generally ones where we can be interactive with each other and with the teacher. Like if we're doing debating, role plays, or just acting out things in class, because this makes us able to use the information we've learned in class and use it in a fun way, and by doing that we get to learn more at the same time. The incident when I felt valued by my teacher was whenever my piece of work was put up on Moodle to be a model piece of work for the other members of the class. This made me feel like I had pride in my work, if the teacher had pride in it, to make me think that it was good enough to show the rest of the class, whilst also giving the rest of the class something to look at if they were doing their work.
What makes an ideal teacher, in my opinion, is a teacher who makes even the most boring of subjects very interesting, who gets the most out of all students, and I think it's also really important that teachers have a really good sense of humour and makes the class interesting.
I felt really stretched and challenged when, in times like when I was debating, there was healthy competition, and I felt really encouraged to do well in front of my own class.
You feel inspired by a teacher when they encourage you to make the most of your talents and pursue what you're best at, and when they give you like advice that's really meaningful and helpful and helps you to make decisions such as like what to study at university.
One of my favourite lessons was in sport, when I was taught how to do something I wasn't that good at, and then I could improve on it. I was also videoed in it, so then I could see what I was doing wrong and then I could perfect it.
To me, an ideal teacher is one who is confident in their subject. If a teacher is confident in their subject, that means that we as students are able to be confident in the subject. Also, if they respect pupils, that will mean that we will give them respect back in return. If they talk down to us, it will make us feel small and we're not going to enjoy coming to that class, and a big part of learning is being able to enjoy your lessons. Also, an ideal teacher needs to go through the specification with you. In 4th year, it means that this is a crucial year for us. We need to know what we're learning, and if we don't know that, we can't have goals or set aims for ourselves.
You can tell whenever an inspirational teacher enjoys what they do, and doesn't mind teaching your class or helping you with anything that you don't understand.
That time in 1st year, whenever one of the teachers would be like really active in the class, and like we used to do songs, and everybody used to sing along with them.
I can still remember the songs now. You're just brilliant, dude.
Even when like teachers simplify things down for you, like sometimes like topics are really like hard to understand and things, and the teachers just break it down bit by bit, and then you get your little like anagrams of like what needs to be here. And
is it funny?
Yeah.
What do you not forget?
Content, attitude, technique, effect.
Yeah, so teachers here really do try their best to get the most out of their students.